Okay, welcome to Grue, and thank you so much for taking time out and coming on. It's really nice to meet you.
You too, Rocco. I'm so happy to be here.
Definitely, yeah, definitely. And like I was telling you before we came on, I'm a big horror fan and like horror vibe stuff, and definitely ghost hunting and medium work that falls into the category of
Yeah.
horror and scary and all that,
Oh,
right?
yeah. I've had some like horror things happen to me on investigations. And like I was saying, if you get me on the wrong day, I am a horror. So I fit right in.
Yeah. And so so I was like reading up it, you had your gift, like you started at like a very young age, at the age of 4 when you saw your father. Like
Yeah.
how did that like start?
Oh, that's a funny story. It's like well, it's not funny, but um my mom moved us. I grew up in Hoboken. Hoboken, so
Nice.
all the guineas are there. Um,
I'm
so
in Philly, so
yeah, see Hoboken, New Jersey, home of Frank Sinatra, home of
oh yeah.
baseball. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, so we moved out of there. She brought us to a small town. It was like country. Like I remember calling my cousins, I live in the country now. Um, and so I'm in my new bedroom and I wake up one night and I see my dad and I'm talking to him, so I yell for my mom, I'm like, Mom, Dad's here, so everyone comes in, runs in, but they're like horrified because he was dead for 2 years.
Oh,
So here I am talking to my dead father. Honestly, I don't remember what happened during this is what my sister told me, but after that, it was like um it was like a portal open and all these entities came through. Like,
oh my God.
yeah, I always say from doing investigations, I investigate all the time. I get invited to some of the most haunted locations, and wherever there's one spirit, there's going to be more, or they're going to find you and they're going to come in. That's why I hate when people say, "Oh, I like this spirit. I want to keep it." No, you don't, because more are coming, and we can't live with them because they are at a higher frequency, a different frequency. And
Oh,
when it mixes with your body, with your frequency makes you feel sick. So I'm
really?
more sensitive to that. Yeah. So I went to this one haunted location and they never let anyone down in the basement. Now they do, but they brought me down and I saw this. The lady goes to me, she goes, "What do you see?" And I said, "This really tall, lanky man with a bloody devil's head." I knew that's not what he really looked like. He was trying to scare me, but it was weird. He did something like he was changing his frequency, and I could feel like my body shaking, like he was penetrating my auric field. And I
Oh
got
my
so
God.
sick. I said, I can't stay here. And I ran up the stairs and I felt like I was going to throw up. And I found out like a week prior, they had a famous psychic from England there, and the same thing happened to him, except he threw up because he's a wuss. No,
You're like, I held it in.
yeah, I held
He
it
let
in.
it out,
I held it
you
in,
know.
wuss. But this thing, and I go back there all the time. I've been grabbed there. I've been pushed, violently pushed.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was funny because I had friends with me, and I believe me, I'm a skeptic and I'm a very logical thinker. And I
Mm.
was leaning against the wall. Like, how you crouch down leaning against. So I'm like, maybe I lost my balance. And my friend goes, April, I watched you. She goes, you fell on your face. You didn't put your hands out. And I said, oh my God. Logically, if you feel yourself falling, what do you do?
Well,
You
yeah, you put your hands out to brace your
Yeah.
fall.
I
Yeah.
no, I went on my face and I flew across the room, like not like, clear across the room, but I went flying and I teared up a little and I don't cry. So like
Mm.
so but I go there all the time. I had rocks thrown at me at this place.
Oh my God,
I
that's
swear to
crazy.
God, I was just me and my two friends. And I'm like, it felt like somebody was like doing spitballs at me. But they're right in front of me. There's nobody else in this place. It's
Well,
just
yeah.
so I'm like, real, and I just look and I said, really? That's all you got? But it's fun. Yeah, this place too. I try,
This is all you got.
you
I'm gonna
know,
whoop your ass.
I'm from Hoboken. But then I was upstairs. It's funny, like the first time I was there, I'm with a group of friends and we're in the one room, and I'm petrified of the dark because of what happened when I first saw my dad, and something else
Mhm.
happened too. I'll tell you, that's scary. But I'm petrified of dark. I remember when I met my husband, I said, listen, I said, I have to sleep with the lights on or the TV on. So, you can leave now.
Leave now. She's
You know, but because when you're psychic, when it goes dark,
Mhm.
you see, it's like you could see better, you hear better. You know,
Oh, really?
yeah, and when you're an investigator, I was telling investigators this, if you're doing it for a long time, because we're always in the dark, it
Yeah.
heightens your senses. So you do start like you are building it up. Because being psychic, you build up that muscle, the third eye,
Yeah, yeah.
you're hearing, the feeling, this the seeing in the dark, it becomes greater because you're working that muscle in the dark. So if I'm in the dark, I could just feel them coming. And then everything sounds like here.
Really?
So yeah, so yeah, I have to have,
Oh.
even when I'm home alone, I have all the TVs on. Just so
Yeah, yeah.
I
So hear like you
don't
don't hear the voices, right?
yeah, because my poor family, like, because I hear my voice all the time. I mean, hear my name called all the time, and I'm like, what? 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 Who wants me?
And they're probably looking saying, "What? Huh? What? We
Yeah.
didn't even call you."
I've been woken up out of my sleep twice by two people I knew that died, not family members. I had a tenant. And it's funny because when she first came, so she was an older woman, and
Mhm.
as soon as we met, and I'm like, I kind of like went through this film in my head. It's like I'm gonna find her dead,
Oh my
and,
God.
but I'm not gonna not let her live there. I felt like she needed me, so sure enough, I went to go check on her because I was checked on her and I couldn't find her. Couldn't find her. She has the same like house like me. So I look in the other bedroom, looking all over. I go back into the other room, and she's under the bed. She's
Mm.
you can't say dead now, you have to say unalive. Is that what everyone's doing?
Oh,
She was
I
born,
don't know.
but anyway, the night before, 1:30 in the morning, I get woken up by a woman screaming in my ear.
What?
So I jump up, I'm like, I can't understand what you're saying. So I'm scared now because it's like if you like us talking,
Well,
and
yeah.
like they do that, they talk in my ear. It's really creepy. And so I put the wall lights on, I got the TV, like in the house, and I'm walking around,
Mm.
and I come back in the room and she does it again. And I'm saying to myself, oh my God, I know this voice, but I don't know what she's saying. So I don't go to sleep. I wait for my husband, wake up, and I say, listen, somebody's trying to tell me something. I don't know what the hell they're saying, but I know the voice. Well, when I found her the next day, she had died at that time. That's
Wow.
because I asked their family, I'm like, can I ask you something weird? Did they determine what time she died? And they're like, yeah, between 1:30 and 2:30 or something like that. I'm like, oh, okay. So
That
anyway,
explains
this
it.
is the
Yeah.
funny thing. The reason I couldn't understand her, her name was Josephine. She loved this house too. I had to get rid of her. She stayed here afterwards,
Oh.
but not in a bad way. She loved us. She loved the house. We were like family. But Josephine had her vocal cords operated on, so she always wore a scarf.
Okay.
So when she got upset, she's like, and I'm like, Josephine, I can't understand you. That's what I couldn't put two and two because like she's alive. I'm in my head, she's alive. That's why I wasn't putting two and two together.
Mhm.
But yeah, that was crazy. And then my
Wow.
neighbor across the street, who I loved, had passed away. I didn't know. And I get woken up. I'm actually sleeping in my daughter's bed by myself. She was away or something.
Oh, all right.
I had an operation, so I'm by myself. And all of a sudden, like I'm sleeping, but I know somebody's walking through my front door. And I sit up because I know they're coming from the bedroom door and they come through. So I sit up and I feel the bed go down and I turn my head to the left and I hear, hey. So I'm like, now I'm pissed. I'm like, hey. get the F out of my house. I'm like, I'm like, that's it. My husband's like, why don't you just tell them they can't fit? I said, I thought it was if it's an emergency. I said, but this is scary.
Yeah.
I put a stop to that. But my neighbor passed away and I loved her. And that's how we greet each other. We're like, hey, so but now going back to my house, like that I grew up in, the haunted house,
Uh-huh.
that was brutal. I had the notorious hat man, and I could see him, but he would always come right to the doorstep. We couldn't sleep. My bedroom was on the third floor. It was
Okay.
my mom and my stepdad, but that one room was bad. It's like, nobody would sleep up there.
Really?
That's because one night I woke up. I'm a little kid, still not scared yet, and I'm facing the outside, and have my little table, my dolls on it, and I'm playing with the doll.
Mm.
La la la. I turn over, and there's this little black. I call it a statue because it was like stiff, like on the side with red eyes, and
Ooh.
it kept saying it was going to get me. It said 3 times, so I never say it 3 times, like Beetlejuice, like
Yeah, like yeah.
So I did it 3 times. I'm like, "Ooh," I remember screaming. I'm a kid. I remember like telling my neighbors the next day, I'm like, didn't you hear me screaming? There was a thing in my room. But then my family you could feel there was something different in the house. They
Yeah.
couldn't see it. I could see it. Everyone's getting grabbed by their ankles. I'm getting pushed off chairs.
Oh
It
my
was
God.
grabbing my back and leaving welts. But but there was a bunch of this thing like knew I was afraid. Like
Hmm.
the hat man, he would like come. I would stay in my brother's room, but for some reason, and I didn't realize this until years later, this thing couldn't cross the threshold of my brother's room.
Oh, why?
Is it? I don't know.
Oh.
And I really like it just hit me. I'm like, why could it never come in the room? I knew it would
Hmm.
stand at that door and I could hear it breathing. I could feel that and it loved that I was scared. So it was just creepy, but it never crossed that threshold. It would go everywhere else, but not past
Wow.
that
Yeah,
threshold.
that is weird.
So I think like sometimes like manifestation to me, my brother was my protector and nothing could happen to me.
Okay.
That room I was safe and I made it mentally my safe place. And I think that's why I couldn't come in.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Then I got older and I started getting pissed off and started fighting them. But the one time now I'm older, like I'm probably I don't know 19, and I don't know. I was laying up with my parents on the third floor,
Uh-huh.
and I was kind of dozing off. But when you feel like somebody's staring at you, I open my eyes and there's a man there in a bomber jacket. So I'm like, I wasn't scared of him. He didn't feel threatening, but
Hmm.
I also didn't want him there.
Well,
So,
yeah, of course.
like, I kept closing my eyes and he's there, and I close my eyes and he's still there. The fourth time I didn't, he's gone. I ran down. I'm like, Mom, there's a man in a bomber jacket in your room. And she calmly looks at me. She goes, "That's your dad's Uncle Rudy, that died in the war." I'm like, it was a bomber jacket. But you know what? I wasn't, I think he came there to help me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think like to protect me because as I got older, I wasn't as scared anymore, like as
Okay.
a kid. The only thing that's messed up, they can invade your dreams. Yeah,
Oh.
this is creepy because it kept coming in my dreams
It's
now.
like it's like Freddy.
Yeah, like Freddy. But you know what? It always changes its face.
Oh.
So like I would have dreams. I remember like the one dream I had that I was running away from this thing. I forgot, what it was, like, a man or something. And the police come, and I'm like, all right, I'm safe now. And as the dreams are just about to end, I look at the cop to thank him, and it's him. Like he took over
Oh
his body. And I
no.
woke up, and as I wake up, I'm like, no, I didn't get rid of this thing.
Oh my
So
God.
it was recurring. It also used to come in my dreams and make me think I could fly now as a kid. So when I would wake up, I would think could fly down the stairs, and my mom would catch me. What are you doing? I'm like, I could fly. Like it told me I could fly. But in my dreams, it would show me to go to the top of the stairs and just go down and you'll fly. So it was trying to hurt me.
Oh my God.
Spirits have a thing with stairs. I always tell people they're always that they like for people to get hurt, the bad ones.
Why though? That's crazy.
there's these earthbounds that are just not good. I'm not going to use the demon word. There's ones that are not human, that never
Yeah.
walk the earth, and I tell everyone they're always one of these at every location, and I called the soul collector because I had asked him one time, because it like scared me, and I'm like, and it told me, it said, I'm not here for you or the living. I'm here for them to keep them here. I'm like, okay,
Damn.
okay, I'm not getting involved. Not my
Damn.
game.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's why when you go to like these haunted locations, they trap some of these earthbound souls because it tells them that light, don't go into light because you're going to hell. That's where the bad people are. So they get scared. Not, I don't want people to be afraid thinking that we're not going to get trapped, like here, because you don't, because our loved ones always come from the light's always there. You can always
Mhm.
find it. It's just, sometimes you get confused. Sometimes we don't want to leave. And I get it because I'm a mom. I always say to my husband, and I know this, but I always say, like, it's going to be hard for me to cross over, to
Yeah,
leave
exactly.
her, to leave my daughter behind, even though
Exactly.
knowing this, but, I said, somebody's going to have to probably exercise me out of day. So, nope, I'm staying with my daughter. I got grandkids coming.
Like that. Yeah, that's what I was gonna like ask you because you said that the dead can't stay with the living because of the free the frequency and like if it's someone who don't want to hurt you, like say like it is your mom
Yeah,
and your mom don't want to cross over because she watched over you her whole life
yeah.
and she just wants to stay and watch you like grow now. And would that be bad if she stays?
Yeah, yeah, in a sense, because having any spirit's frequency, good or bad,
Mhm.
it messes with us. That's why a lot of people that live in haunted homes become sick, you know. And some have died. I don't know if you saw these. I've never witnessed that. Like, but I think it really wears your body down, especially if you suffer from an illness
Hmm.
and your frequency's off, and it's because their frequency is so high. The lower ones energy, it's a frequency that our bodies are not used to because they're in another dimension. So
Yeah.
we can't go at that speed. So it's going to make us sick eventually, you know? And it's funny, I was very sick as a child.
Because
Very,
of all the spirits that came.
yeah, I was in and out of hospitals for like years, like, just my immune system's down. Like I had infections. I had a problem with my kidney. So that on top of this happening was even making me more ill.
Mm.
So not until I knew, what this is all about and learned about frequencies and everything like that. And it's like when I do my readings, like it's like you know, people are like, oh, like, oh, this must be so easy. No, it's not. It wipes me out because I have to raise my frequency to a certain to meet theirs, they lower theirs to make connections. So
Okay. Okay.
imagine trying to like keep at that, like, it's like holding your breath. How long can you hold your breath?
Well, yeah.
And that's it. Like after a while, I'm like ready to pass out. So after my readings, I totally pass out.
Wow.
Well, quite honestly, I'm a napper, so I'll do it anyway. But it is it's fun. I really enjoy it. I love going into haunted locations. I'm not big on historical. Everyone's like loves the historical sites, and I'm like, no, I want the Amityville.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
I'm sorry. I still like. I don't believe what he said. That guy that killed his family, you know.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
I will tell you, I know there's something there. I had dreamt about it. I
Really?
I dreamt about it, and it's funny. I never saw the documentary on the Warrens and
Yeah.
yeah, and they had the first psychics that they had in there. I dreamt I was in that room, my husband investigating, and one of the rooms in there was like a pink flowered room or something, and all of a sudden this black shadow appeared on the wall, like a really, really big, and rushed at me. So now
Oh, wow.
fast forward, I now I'm watching the documentary, and that's when the psychics said the first psychics that were in there. She said a shadow appeared on the wall and rushed at her.
Oh
And
my
I'm like,
God.
yeah. I said, I saw that. Now I'm going to tell you, like people like, why does the other families feel it? Not everyone's going to feel it. You know what
Uh,
happens if somebody's got abilities, and you're not going to know it. Nobody, like I didn't know. I mean, like I just thought I was really smart. No, I just knew things. I'm like, I'm smart. No, but it's we kind of activate the spirits because they could feel our energy because we're at that higher energy just like them. So
okay.
we kind of activate them, wake them up. So I would say, like, you can take me any place and it's going to be haunted because I'm going to pick up whatever
Well,
spirit
yeah,
or
yeah.
not. So it doesn't matter. But I think with the Amityville, I think if somebody goes in there who buys a home or if they have a child or somebody that has abilities and doesn't know it, they're going to activate it. One day it will, you know.
Oh,
It's
wow.
like my old house. I'm like, I try to pay, I'm like stalk it all the time. And I actually talked to the man that owns it now. But I have my daughter with me and she hates this stuff. But I wanted to ask him so bad. So, getting ghosts? Got ghosts?
Just like how they say God milk. It's got ghosts.
Yeah, yeah. I'm dying. For sometimes he tried to sell the house and then he took it off the market. I'm like, all right, what's going on there?
Yeah,
Especially
yeah, yeah.
a lot of construction on the house. So it's got like old spirits there. So
Wow. So, so like, is the third eye like is that something that is in you, like that you're born with? Like not everybody has that, right?
well, you know what? We all have it to a certain ability, and
Oh,
someone.
really?
So wait, get this. All right. So I was an art student, and I'm gonna tell you something else. Most probably almost every psychic has some type of creative ability, whether it music, singing, or art. So I was an artist. That's what I wanted to be.
Okay.
Um, now I forgot where I was going with this. The ghost got my tongue in my
Yeah,
brain.
right.
Where was I going with this? But anywho, what did I say before that? Holy crap! I just lost my track of thought there. But anyway, it's true that a lot of like Cindy Kaiser, you see her doing a lot of artwork now. But it really oh, that's how I was going. So you can be an artist, right?
Hmm.
Anyone can learn how to draw or paint. Like I was really good. I was on an art honor society and all that BS. And I remember our teacher was great. He was able to take students that couldn't draw, like from stick figures, and they would become pretty decent. Are they going to be Picasso's? No. But we all have that limited ability and you have to work at it. It is hard work. Like I got to meditate,
Yeah.
I have to be conscious of it. I have to be aware. Um, it's like opening up all the time, like just being aware of things and messages because they're very slight. But once you train yourself, it's like it starts catching on. Like I'll start noticing it's like things light up, but not really. Like,
Oh, okay.
like I'll keep like you say I'll be going for a walk, like I turn around and I see the, name Ann and I keep seeing it or AN and I'm like, that's a sign. That's probably for my next reading.
Oh.
And so I'll go home and I'll, start my reading. I said, hey, by any chance, and that's my mom. That's my mom's name actually. But so it's like, because they try and give you little hints. But you
Okay,
kind of
okay.
train yourself to be aware of these little things. And it's kind of like after you become aware, it's like things start lighting up around you, like, oh, that's a sign. Just like when I do readings, and I always tell everyone this one story because I used to work for the police, and I remember I was doing
Oh.
a reading. Now I wasn't a cop, but I worked for the police chief.
Oh, okay.
Um, I should have been a cop, though.
Yeah,
I
right.
just couldn't see myself wearing my hair back in a bun, and that would drive me crazy. And I'm lazy, so I'm not chasing anyone. So no, I'm like, I get out of here. But so I'm doing this reading, and this is when I started learning like how they were giving me information. They
Hmm.
actually use our database in our brain, our memories, right?
Oh.
So now fast forward, I'm doing this reading, and I'm like, I was picking up a mail and something about a cat, and she's like, yeah, that's my brother. So all of a sudden, I'm seeing one of the police officers I worked with, but except he's in civilian clothing, and in my head, I'm having an argument in front of this woman, and I'm like, well, I've never seen him in civilian clothing, so I've only seen him as a police officer. So I'm like, I don't understand what you're trying to, why are you showing me this? Is he a cop? Is he a civilian? What is he?
Yeah.
And then I hear say his name, and I'm like, oh. So I looked at the lady. I said, who's Bruce? She goes, look, that's my brother. And I'm like, oh, that's what you guys are doing. I said, I get it now. You use people I know or memories to show me things. To say
Oh.
it's not like, how you see people like, oh, okay, yes, Bob. Bob is here with us.
Yeah, yeah.
Bob says he loves you. I don't know that this like it's very rare. I've had it happen a couple of times where they are with you. I that goes on to another story. This is funny. My husband asked me to do a favor for one of his friends,
Okay.
an old gentleman, and to go do a reading for him because I'm not traveling in anyone's house for one reading. I'm like, that's a waste of my time. I'm like. But anyway, I go there. So before going there, like I'm meditating, and this guy starts appearing, this older guy, around me talking to me, and he's like, I'm going to make up the name, say Arthur Murray. He's like,
Okay.
my name's Arthur Murray. And he kept saying, Arthur Murray, like he's three times. The Beetlejuice thing with the three times bothers me. I know, like when they say things three times, I know, like that's it. So I'm like, this guy's driving me flipping crazy. And I'm driving, and I could feel him with me. It's like getting annoyed with me, like the way I drive.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so driving. I finally get there. I'm like, as soon as I walk in the door, I said, listen, I have this freaking guy with me and he's driving me crazy. And he says his name is Arthur Murray. The guy's face just dropped. He goes, that's my father-in-law. I said, oh my God, keep him. I said, he's driving me crazy. I said, so he's telling, then Arthur's telling me, he's like, tell them I like the new house and the name of it. So he left them money and they bought a new shore house and they named it after the father-in-law.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
so it's crazy. So other stuff came through. And so now I leave and I'm driving home, and this flipping guy's still with me and telling me how to drive. I'm like, you gotta leave. I'm like, get out of my freaking car. I remember I told my husband, I said, I'm never going back to this guy again. I said, this guy was a pain in the ass. I'm like, but now they say that sounds easy, right? It's not always like that. The rest
Yeah.
of the time, it's playing charades with spirit.
Oh.
So they're like, sometimes they like spell out their name. They're like, M. Okay, M, A. Like I'm like seeing it slowly. I can't always get all the letters. That's why sometimes I'll say, like, who's the M, A? But the one time I'm doing a reading at my best friend's restaurant. She asked me if I would do reading for this woman. So
Okay.
I'm reading her, and I'm like, all right. I said, I got a mail here, and he said, he caused a lot of problems with your husband and stuff, and they hated each other. And I said, he's spelling out his name for me. I'm like, M, A, and I say the name, Mario. So she looks at me, she goes, you know him. And I said, I don't know Mario. And she goes, April, you know him. My best friend's brother had just passed away. He was Mario. So I'm like, oh my God, like I never expected that. And this was his girlfriend.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so she like left her husband, whatever, like whatever happened, what have you. But the husband, they didn't like each other, we would fight and everything. But it was crazy. It's like, oh, I didn't know this was him. I really couldn't feel. I didn't. You know what? It's funny. I didn't know him well enough.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, so like I didn't feel his energy, who he was, or anything like that. But it's crazy, like how it works like that. So
Wow.
yeah,
Yeah, because like that's what I was gonna ask because I saw you do like a a show where you do like live readings and like that's what I was gonna ask. Like how does it come to you? But you said how like how do you get like the spirit that the person wants and like how
yeah. Well, what I was saying to him? I said, you're not always going to get somebody that's passed because I do psychic work too,
Mhm.
which I got to tell you is very rare because a lot of psychics can't do medium work, and they say mediums are good psychics. But I always think when you're medium, you're better at that than doing this. I do both. So that's why
Oh,
it's very tiring because I'm bouncing from one energy to another.
yeah.
But yeah, it's fun. Yeah, because I did a few I always did Facebook lives. I stopped for a while. I'm so busy because I have Ghosted magazine.
Well, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So working on it now. I have a deadline. My business partner is gonna stab me because I'm always late. Because I do the taroscopes too. They're fun. But where the hell was I going with this now? You get me talking, Rocco. I'm not gonna stop.
That's all good.
Hey, listen, let me ask you something. Did you have an issue with somebody that owes you money or some waiting on money or something legal or something? Or
Yeah, well, not like something happened just recently where like I went with like a tax accountant and he kind of like screwed me over because he wrote something on that wasn't supposed to
okay,
be
because
there, and
I'm
now
seeing something
I
like, yeah.
I
Uh,
owe money to the
oh,
IRS now because of something that he did that he wasn't supposed to.
oh man, I punch him right in the face.
I know.
Yeah.
Trust me, I want to.
I know because I keep seeing something legalities around money with you.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So and yeah, trying to make that decision too. I know, and you like to save your money, like so you're and who was the older female that you were kind of at odds with? I feel like it's a mother figure.
No, I mean, me
I
and
mean,
her,
we're Italians. We always fight with our mother.
yeah, yeah, like it's like one of like you get along, but then you don't.
We're a
But
pain. We're a pain in the ass moms. I'm telling you, I'm driving my daughter crazy. Like she's gonna run far from home. But I told her I'm following wherever you go. Even when I die, I said I'm not going. I'm an Italian mom. I stay with you forever.
yeah,
You
yeah,
live in
look,
my basement. Now I'm gonna live in your basement.
yeah, because like she's the type that like she's very like close
Yeah, she's
and
on top of you.
overbearing
Yeah.
and whenever like I have something to do, I don't tell her to the night before. Like if I'm
It's
going away for like a weekend, I don't tell her to like the night
Yeah,
before.
yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. You can't tell us. We're like, because we worry.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. We don't want you to go. We want you with us 24/7.
I know, I
We
know,
can walk around with our
I know.
grown children sewn to our hips. We would.
Yeah, it's
But,
definitely.
but I feel like too, like, let's see. I don't know if we're getting rid of a friendship or cutting off somebody, having an issue with somebody.
Yeah, my cousin.
Yeah. I know it's just tough to do. Yeah. And your mom has been sad over something. And I
Mhm.
feel like she's missing somebody.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Like she's
Is it
sad with the current relationship. Like
yeah.
she's because it's you know it's not what she expected it to be.
Yeah, yeah.
She's
But I see her
kind of
very
missing.
yeah, I feel her sad and she reminisces about the past a lot,
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah. So and I feel bad for her. And it's like
Yeah.
she didn't do anything wrong. It's not her fault. It's
Mhm.
circumstances that we do. But you know what? The best time this is the best thing to do. It's either you know what they say, should or get off the pot, like
I
either
know.
get rid of them,
I know.
which this is a good time to do that, to get rid of people out of your life that you don't need. And you'll see the current mood with people. People are starting to cut each other off. And
Yeah.
it's good, it's good for not that they're bad people, you're bad people. Sometimes we need to get rid of people in our lives that we're outgrowing them, you
Oh
know.
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
because
so
I keep telling her like you have to get out of the past because that's all she talks about is the
oh, I
past.
know,
And
I see her doing that. She keeps like
yeah,
she
just talks
makes
about the
herself
past, how much better it was,
yeah. And
and
she misses like how the old way, like how the old way we cooked and baked and
yes,
like, about loved ones. And but I get it, because it, you know, it just she's not in a great place right now
mhm, mhm.
emotionally, and she
Yeah.
will be fine. She'll be fine. Um, wait, who likes the yellow or lemons or something? Something. I just had this the
Well,
other
well,
day.
I actually drink lemon water every morning.
Oh my, yeah. It's funny. I helped my friend. He's class, so he always brings me on as a special guest. And I'll do a little reading for the people. And I said, I brought somebody's father or grandfather something. I said, he's talking about the lemon tree. So she's like, I don't really know. So of course, after the class, she finds out, she goes and tells the father. He's like, yeah, we grew lemon trees. We had lemon trees in the yard.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So I said, see, I told you. But yeah, she's gonna be fine, but she just has to make decisions right now. And that's really what's big on her in her life right now, is that she
Hmm.
has to make a decision. And it's all
Definitely.
about, and it's gonna be for the better for her, but she's very emotional.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely, definitely. And like you said, she can't get out of the past.
Mm, that's okay. We all do that. I think you start like hitting a certain age and you're like, wow, this sucks. I want to go back to when it was easier. But um is is this an older gentleman with gray hair around her?
Yeah, yeah, like he's what was he about 10 years old older than her? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I think I think it's like 11 years. It's
Yeah,
something like that.
he's really stressing her out. Really, really.
Yes.
He doesn't sleep good, but he doesn't stop. Like he keeps like he won't let her go.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We're gonna have to go in and smack him around. Hey,
Oh my
bud,
God.
how do you leave? Get out. We're gonna have to call a few of our goombas to come in, somebody in the family. Oh, John.
You're like, okay, you out. Don't come back.
Oh my God. Are they gonna be able to fix this with your taxes? Because are they gonna be able to fix this with your tax? Wait, where are you?
I,
Philadelphia, right?
Philly, Philly, yeah.
You have a really great accountant that I found last year. He's flipping amazing.
Really?
Yeah,
'Cause
I'm gonna
I
send you his number.
okay, all right, yeah.
Let me tell you something that I always I didn't do my tax for 2 years. I'm a fanatic with my taxes, and the
Uh-huh.
reason I didn't do that, I had everything ready, the money, everything. It's just I always use, I'm an idiot, H&R Block, and they screwed it up so
That's who
bad.
I usually went.
I was
Yeah.
afraid they screwed me up so bad of
Hmm.
money. I found this guy, so I knew I owed a certain amount.
Yeah.
Um, he took care of it. He told me what I was gonna owe, but he goes, he got it down to this, like it was like nothing.
Really?
Yeah, and he goes, listen, you might still get a few love letters from the IRS. He goes, just send it to me. So I did. I got a letter from the IRS. You owe $800 more. I sent it to him, and he writes it back with a pay link. It was like $3 here. Pay this. I'm like,
Oh my God, are you serious?
swear to God, swear to God.
That's the kind of person I need
Yeah,
right now.
and I was so embarrassed, like, because I'm like, I'm a mess here. Please don't like. I own my own business. And I'm messy. Like, but I pay my taxes. I pay my taxes, so I got it. I love him. So I'll send you his number.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Thank
Oh
you.
my God, he made me feel like $1 million, like somebody understood. You know, he's like my IRS therapist. I grew up so afraid of them. I think, like old school, because our parents were afraid of my mom would talk about like, owing taxes, you gotta pay taxes. They're gonna come.
Yes.
I'm like, oh my God, they're gonna come take me for the taxes. Like,
Yes, exactly. Yes. And that's another thing my mom is on me about all the time. You got to do something with this. You got to go on some kind of payment plan. You got to do something with this. I said, I want to
oh
try
my
to fight
God.
it first.
Yeah, wait, listen, he'll fix it. I'm gonna send you, call him up, just see if he can help you. Nothing wrong with a consultation.
Well, yeah, yeah.
I was just a mess, so, but he fixed everything. Oh my God. Especially like when I got this little bill, that was actually $37, but it went from 800 to like 37. I'm like, okay, I
Wow.
can do that. I can do that. I'm like,
Oh, wow.
$800. I could put that towards Botox. Are you freaking kidding? I'm gonna give the government $800?
I know, right? Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, I don't want to the amount that I owe. I'm like, I don't want to give them that. They take enough.
No. Yeah. Oh, and they're relentless too. And he does something where you can be forgiven. So would they take away those penalty fees?
Oh,
Maroon, that's where they stacked. It's like
I know.
it's organized crime.
I know it is. It basically is. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's like, like what is it like when you like do borrow money from the mafia and you have to what is it, 50% more? Like you have to pay like half of that back
I
plus some
know.
more.
I know.
That's
That's
how
what
they do.
exactly. That's what it feels like. Yeah.
All right, cut this out because they're gonna be looking at us.
Yeah, I know. I know. You're right. You're right.
We're gonna have them they'll go, they did this to my neighbor. They broke like they're like banging on the door, they had guns. This is the IRS. Who gives the IRS a bunch of nerds guns?
Yeah, I know. Exactly.
And they're banging on his doors with guns and everything because their accountant that they used was shady.
Just
But
like mine. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But with guns,
I
the
know. That's
IRS has
crazy.
guns.
That's really crazy. I never
Isn't
heard of
it
something
weird?
like
I'm like,
that.
and I've heard this from other people. Like they come banging at your door. IRS, IRS. You're like, who gives you
Why?
such power? I know. Like, is this what you want to be, an IRS cop? What I mean, like it's so bizarre.
Yeah, I
I
know.
live in
Exactly.
a
It's
bizarre
weird.
world. Yeah. Enough of this.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, um, you mentioned like you go to like a lot of scary places, haunted places. Like I love that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like I used to work at the Eastern State Penitentiary in
Oh my
Philly.
God, get out. That's
Yeah.
a place I've never been.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It was so much fun. Like I loved it. Like sometimes I thought I would see stuff, but then I'm like, nah, my mind's playing tricks
Yeah,
on me. But
yeah,
I probably did, and you would hear like when it was quiet, you would hear stuff, and
yeah.
it was so much fun. Like I loved working there, but then when I got my other job, I couldn't work there anymore because my hours clashed when I was doing the Halloween stuff for them.
Yeah, yeah.
So
It's a lot of work
it,
too.
yeah, but it was so much fun. Like I
Yeah.
loved it, and I wanted to ask you, like, what was like the scariest place you ever visited? Like the most haunted place?
Oh my God, there's so many that Shanley, the haunted Shanley.
Hmm. Hmm.
Uh I had the best experiences there. As a matter of fact, all those stories I told you about
Yeah.
were from there.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. Okay.
yeah. So I'm trying to think, oh my God, I've been in Penhurst.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
Yes. That was fun too. I go there
Kreischer
around
Mansion in
Halloween.
Staten Island.
Yes.
Oh my God, I swear to God, I can't even remember how many places I've been to. I it's like an everyday occurrence. I think like, where am I going next weekend? I'm going to Burnbrae in New York. I don't know. I go to so many places. I'm invited to different places. Hillview Manor is a great place.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's by you.
Yeah.
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 Um, I've done so many events there. Oh my God, I can't even think. I love Kreischer Mansion too.
Okay.
That's a really cool place. It's crazy. I'm trying to think of where else I've been. I went to this one place in New York. I don't remember the name. But can I tell you a funny story though?
Yeah.
So I do like residentials too,
Oh,
people.
all right.
So now, bunch of friends, a friend of mine, so somebody that he knows was having an issue at her condo. Now I don't know it's a condo. I don't know where I'm going. So they
Mm-hmm.
say, listen, can you come with us and help her see what's going on? So now they pick me up. I don't know where I'm going. So we're driving. I'm like, all right. I said, I'm hearing there's a lot of suicides here.
Ooh.
And the guy looks at me, he goes, how do you know this? I'm like, wait, shush. I'm like, there's also bodies that were buried here, but they were moved. So he's like, I don't, how the hell do you know this? Because I don't know where I'm going. So now they bring me there. It's a condominium. It's an old one, like 1970s.
Okay.
And there were like 7 suicides there. And this is the funny part. A mobster used to live there from the 70s. and
Really?
he would bury the bodies in the back.
Oh.
But the FBI found out that the bodies might be there, so he had to dig up all these bodies and move them. So that's what I said, there's bodies buried there. But they were,
Oh.
I know it was crazy, but it was very active. And I remember I even have it on my Instagram, but it was like probably in the beginning where we're talking because I said I remember turning to my friends, I'm like, stay away from that door, and all of a sudden you hear the door slam, like, and I said, yeah, this there's a lot of angry spirits in that place, that they're pissed off,
Yeah, yeah.
they killed themselves. So like, that's a
Oof.
lot of people that kill themselves, and not that it's their fault. People get depressed, but
Well,
they're
yeah, of course.
cross over because they think they're going to hell because we're raised that way.
Mhm.
Um, God wouldn't do that to us. I will tell you, hell is purgatory. So, and it's not like in fire and everything, but I've been there, and it's it doesn't feel great. It feels like nothingness,
Ooh.
hopelessness. Yeah, so it is like not it's yucky, and it's like dark orange to me. But I'm wondering, like, I don't like that color, dark orange, and it's just dreary, But I know people are not there forever. It's you go there to learn your lesson. We go through a life review. Not everyone's going there. Like this is like,
Mhm.
what killed, mass murderers,
Yeah,
pedophiles,
yeah, yeah.
you know. Um, but I think people that commit suicide think they're going there too. And God's not like that. He's a very forgiving God. They let you in, and you're like,
Especially when you're raised Italian, like that's
yeah,
what
yeah.
that's what you're growing up, you kill yourself, you're going straight to hell because God don't want you. Yeah,
Yeah. And
yeah.
that's okay, but we have a loving God. Why would like God's gonna be pissed or God's gonna be
Hmm.
mad at you? And I say he's not gonna be mad at me. He likes me. But yeah, because I'm also a shaman, so we deal with the darker side of things.
Oh, okay.
So not that we want to, it's actually like we have to we take on that side of it. It's actually to protect everyone. So we deal with the darker side of things, the darker energies, the low vibrations.
Hmm.
And that's where I train, like in frequencies and all the sounds. And it's, to have my body used to going from different frequencies so it doesn't affect me. So
Oh,
that's what I'm
okay.
saying. There's a lot of training that I put into this too, just because I like doing the residential cases, I listen, I can't get rid of Holy Spirits. I tell them when if they're human, they have free will. They
Hmm.
have free will. If they don't want to go, they don't want to go. Like, I had people say, I don't like it here. I'm like, all right, goodbye. Thank you. No, he's not going, so you got to move. No.
Oh my God, that would be crazy to tell
Yeah.
someone that in their house. Like, yeah, this spirit's not going anywhere.
I mean,
You're
you
gonna have to
could,
pack your bags.
yeah, you could try and talk because I have talked to like them, and they have done this. They listen to me. Some don't
Hmm.
want to listen. I don't have the time. I wish I could stay here. I got a husband and wife at home. I mean, a husband and daughter at home, husband and wife. Oh my God, honey, do you have another wife? No. I would say I'm a wife, and I have a daughter,
Yeah,
so I can't spend all my time there. And they do, they call me and I'm like, I can't do this every weekend, I'm like,
yeah, yeah.
but I feel bad. I'm like, they don't want to leave. I said, you're gonna have to tell them too to leave, I have great clients I've worked with. I had one that was possessed, and it's not like the pea soups, and
Oh,
there's
it's not like The Exorcist.
there is some like it. There are, but it's not to that extreme. But there have been extreme cases.
Oh,
And but they're conscious of what's going on with them, and some of them like it.
really?
Yeah. Because it promises them things. And some people have an ego driven, and they want greed and they like that lifestyle.
Oh.
Yeah. And I had this one guy, and there's a way that we could tell this physical attributes that we know a shaman if they're possessed that the normal person won't know.
Yeah.
So and this guy had it. I remember seeing it, I'm like, oh my God, he really is. I'm like, I'm scared. No, I'm like
Oh
I
man.
remember I said I will try my hardest, and I was, doing the prayers and everything. And I'm finishing the last present, and he's like, I really like this April. I don't want to let him go. and I'm saying the last prayer, and behind him there was a light in the hallway, and there was
Okay.
a coming from the bathroom, and there was a white door to another room. So it's that light was making it bright white. Well, as I'm saying this, is like I really don't want to let it go. I really like it.
Hmm.
7 foot black figure walks past and blacks out that whole door. And I finish, and he doesn't. I said, "All right, goodbye. I'm out of here." I ran out the door. I'm like telling my friends, "Come with me, come on, let's go, 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 go! Everyone out," because this thing knew that he took over, So,
Wow.
and I felt bad because the wife, I felt, yeah, I said, "You're gonna have to, he likes it, and he's conscious. He knows what he's doing. It's not like he's completely possessed. Like, wow,
Yeah, yeah, exactly. That I mean, that when I hear possession, that's what I
yeah,
automatically think. Like it takes over your body, and you don't know
it
anything
could
that's
after a
going
while."
on.
Now, there's people that might be physically weak,
Hmm.
mentally weak. There's some people that are very weak, and that they could start to take over their whole entire bodies. This guy was strong. I think he liked the lifestyle of money and stuff like that. He liked it. And when
Okay.
this thing was promising him the world, he's like, "I'll take it, you know." Well, you know what? You're gonna have to pay for it. But I'm not paying for what you're doing, so I'm leaving, you
Well,
know.
yeah, exactly.
And I gotta tell you, when I was leaving, I was looking in my back seat. I'm like looking in the rearview mirror,
You
like
wanted
wait,
to make sure it didn't
yeah,
follow you.
yeah, with the red eyes. Like, no. Because once he said, I don't want to get rid of it, that he gave up. He
Yeah.
gave he just gave permission. So goodbye. Good luck. Don't call me again.